Oh, hello everyone. Caught me playing with my silver. Don't call me the tiger. Anyway, welcome to the live stream, everyone. So I want everyone to feel welcome. I have Sean Precious Metals here as my guest today. I also asked Frosty if he wanted to come up on board. I sent you a link, so if you do want to, it should be in your email. So just to give you a heads up. I'll say hello to everyone real fast. After this, would my moderators please do my hellos for me? David Carlisle, Ken O'Mine, Frosty. Let's see here. Daryl USA. And is there anybody else? I thought I saw Baba Wawa. Beals on Dynasty. And there's Baba Wawa.
Baba Wawa.
I really miss Gilda Radner. Barbara, you have the coolest name. Thank you for letting me. Every time you come on board, I relive all those Saturday Night Live episodes. Thank you. And we got Aspiring Alchemist. So if I can ask my mods to please, first of all, say hello to everyone for me, make them feel welcome, because sometimes I get caught up in what I'm trying to get across. And two, if there's something else going on that I need to have something brought to my attention, please feel free to do so. So there you go. So we have my guest here again, Sean's Precious Bullion. And we got a really good topic for you today. No email yet. Oh, let me look.
Gotta send the email.
I could have swore it did.
Got mail? You have mail.
Well, there's the email. It looks like it was sent. Let me try it again from a different. I'll try it from Safari instead of Google Chrome.
And if that doesn't work, we'll call Kevin Costner from the Postman and get on his horse and start taking the email to him if you have to.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
We'll go old school, man. Yeah.
Yeah, believe it or not, sometimes there's nothing wrong with old school.
Old school is usually the best way because there's usually less complications, and usually it's a tried and true method. And it's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know.
Okay, and
but hopefully he'll get the email. He'll join us. That'd be cool for us. To be cool to have you back on again. Get a little third-person perspective on the topic for today.
Okay, Frosty. Email was sent now this time through Safari. Hey, El.
The tiger is going through the Safari, literally dropping off the email at his door and then going back into the jungle to go back on stream. Yeah.
So we have a very interesting topic for you. And this can apply to those of us who are established stackers. We've been stacking for a while, but it's really a big thing about the newbies. So here's my buddy. Hey, Frosty.
Bonsoir.
So the topic, like I was saying, is a little bit for the established stacker, but really big for the newbies. As you all know, I'm big into making sure that the newbies get a chance to have their play into the total scheme of things. They need to get in while the getting's good, if they so choose to. The topic is, what is basically your why? Okay? So if you're established, you've already answered that for the most part. Why did you get involved? What got you involved? Why did you pull the trigger? What was the topics that made it important for you to go ahead and start stacking? For the newbies, why should you? Why should you take your hard-earned dollars and put it into silver and gold? Why should you do that? Why should you come out of what we call the fiat system, the dollars, the stocks, bonds, ETFs, derivatives, and a whole lot of other things that you might not even know exist if you're a newbie that doesn't do a lot of investing. What is your reason? What is your goals? Why should you get involved in all this? So, I was talking about our personal whys with Sean's Precious Bullion, and we decided to take our evening conversation and turn it into this live stream. So I hope this will be educational for all of you. So let's go first of which was Sean. Why did you get involved in stacking? Wins and all that? What's your origin story?
Well, I'll make it short and sweet. Started back in 2011. I used to work in a restaurant here in the local of Maryland. Built up a nice clientele of customers, and a nice lawyer couple came in and suggested I should look into buying some silver for myself and putting away for a rainy day. At that point in my, I want to say, early 30s, if you will, late 20s, I really only knew of one method, really, that was a way to save money. And that was just putting your money in a low interest yielding savings account, right? Um, so I didn't know really what I was doing, but I took the advice of somebody that I really cared for, and we actually went to the shop the guy recommended to me. Went there, bought 3 ounces of silver. Guy actually was so nice; he actually gave me 1 ounce of silver for free because I was, in his mind, I was just a young pup, as he used to call me. Actually, God rest in peace, Mr. Uncle Bob. I love that guy. True gentleman. Guy was just a total sweetheart. So anybody from the GE people here watching, your Uncle Bob was a special guy. Anyway. So I started doing it more as kind of like a way of looking at it as like a way of savings, but really didn't understand really the power of what silver and gold actually represented. To me, they were just shiny objects that we all heard about in, movies and video games, and just knew about gold and silver through our life, but never actually ever held a piece of silver and gold in our hands, except for whatever jewelry we actually had the chance to hold throughout our lives, right? But we never had a chance to hold precious bullion. We'd always ever see it in the movies, and it'd be these gigantic bars. Oh my God, I could never afford something like that, right? So anyway, so I on back in 2011 started buying little bits of silver here and there, and started acquiring a little bit of more, and then eventually started buying into some gold fractional pieces. And then as I literally saw the precious metals, as the price really started going up and to the right, I'm realizing like I'm actually making money on my, if you will, investment or hobby or whatever you want to call it, whatever your why is, right? I'm seeing that the money's actually being worth more, whereas like the dollars is it's costing. The reason why prices are more expensive is not because it costs more. That's a consequence of it. It takes more of your dollars now to buy the exact same thing it used to cost you in the past. And if it's on like a consumer-based retail, chances are, due to shrink inflation, you haven't noticed is that like your detergent bottles and even your Cadbury eggs have shrunk over the years, but they're still charging you the same price or even more now. So anyway, so as I realized the power of the dollar wasn't as strong as it used to be, I realized that gold and silver was literally, whether you believe in it or not, it's been around since Christ walked the earth. Multiple kingdoms have all had it in their vaults. We have it in our vaults. Other countries have it in their vaults. We used to be in a gold-backed currency. Heck, we used to have it in our pockets, and we used to buy and trade in everyday life things less than 100 years ago here in our nation. Um, but as 2020 rolled around, and you started seeing the pandemic, and 2008 and everything else that started happening, the breadcrumbs, if you will. I just realized that the faith and overall strength of the dollar was decreasing, but I saw that the precious metals was not. Um, so I realized that like gold and silver became more of not only just a savings, but it also started becoming in my mind like a hedge against inflation. Then I realized it also became more of like purchasing power. Then I started realizing it's like, wait a minute, you're just like becoming your own bank. So like the more and more I started doing this precious metal, the more information I started understanding as far as why I'm doing this in the first place. And like I told you, equivalent to like being in a martial arts class, famous saying that I always say I made up was, you can't be a black belt first day of class. No matter how much money you put up or how much you really want it, you can't. You got to earn your belts, if you will. So by staying in the precious metal games is like earning your belts in a martial art class. And the more that you stick with it, the more you understand what it is you're doing. It's easier to understand the ebbs and flows of the industry itself. And if you realize it's almost it's real money. It's in our constitution. I mean, there's so many reasons and stuff. But ultimately, when it comes down to like from my why, when I had to like simplify and ask myself why is it that I'm doing this, it really came down to like two reasons, and number one was probably the number one reason. I didn't want to be relying on this system. That's number one. And what I mean by that is like, we all have life situations happen to us. Everyone thinks they're in control of their lives. They're really not. You're at the mercy of the human factor, what the world does, and what the Lord has planned for us all, right? Um, but there are ways that you could actually, hedge against things coming your way that where you have the ability to take care of it right then and there. It's like everyone has a fire extinguisher under their kitchen sink because no one ever plans to have, a fire in their sink. I mean, sorry, a fire in their kitchen. Chances are no one's ever experienced that, but no homeowner in their right mind would ever think about not having one under their kitchen sink because it's immediate stopping power. When that catastrophe breaks out, you immediately have the ability to stop it right then and there. Um, that's what gold and silver kind of represented for me because with all these bank stuff and all these tightening up of regulations, all this stuff happening in the world, it's becoming harder for the common man to actually have, in my opinion, a friendly relationship with the local bank. And what I mean that is like, when questions start being asked, when you start taking large sums of money, of your own money out the bank, and they're, what are you doing with this? What do you plan to do with this? Well, sorry, we can't give you all of $30,000 today. We can maybe give you five today. There's limitations and stuff, but there might come a situation where maybe you don't have the money to bank. You might have to take a loan out to go to take care of something. We've had discussions last time we had live. Bank might not give you a loan. Sorry, sir, your credit score doesn't have a 7 or 8 in front of it, and we don't know you from Jack and Jill, and you don't have enough money in your account, so I got you $1, type of thing. But gold and silver to me was like not relying on the system that in the case of emergency, I had that fire extinguisher under my kitchen sink in the form of gold and silver so where I could liquidate that and take care of any problem to where I did not have to rely on the system, basically. There's that. A part B to that almost is kind of like if we're all talking about in the future SHTF situations, we're talking about barter and trade. That's going to mean that you're not on the system itself. It's going to be a separate system. The barter and trading with your gold and silver is going to be in place. So it's almost preparing yourself basically for the future. So instead of it basically falling on your face one day and not having control of what the world gives you, oh my God, and panic, and what am I going to do? It's like, no, already prepared for this. Everything's taken care of. I'm just going to just ride with the flow and there's no panic involved. So that was part of my why is not being part of the system. Number two is also saving the money that you had earned all your entire life and not be at the mercy of rich and powerful people that you don't know who have literally have direct control of the market. You could have a bunch of money in a stock in some company that you really like. You've had it for years and you've seen it grow, and all it takes is one CEO to do something stupid, get caught with some, child pornography, or he cheated on his wife, or you just, did some insider trading and the company stock drops 40% overnight. You just watched your money vanish just before your eyes, before you had any time to pull it out, right? I can only imagine what people went through when this whole banking crisis in '08 happened and the recent stuff when people's 401ks became 301ks. I can only imagine the anxiety people actually went through. Reason why I say that because I personally didn't go through that. It's not like a good on me type of thing. It's just more me empathizing with the fact that I recognize that people actually had experienced that kind of woes and sorrows and felt bad that they were literally at the mercy of people that literally didn't care what happened to them at the end of the day. People losing their homes and people up in the upper echelons, they don't care, So gold and silver was a way of me basically kind of doing the best that I can to help prevent people that are in control to have control of my life, basically, and be able to set limitations on me to where if I come into a situation where I need immediate stopping power or immediate resolution of the problem, some of my family has a heart attack. They don't have health insurance, 20 grand to save them. Bank's not going to give me a 20 grand loan within a matter of 24 hours to save the person, but a gold and silver shop will. It's just kind of preparing for life scenarios that we just really don't have, we have no control over. And gold and silver was a way of me basically be able to give a little bit more power back to myself and the individual who had it, and protect themselves from the ups and downs, and mostly the downs of the putting your money in like the dollar and stuff like that. But anyway, there's more whys to it. Obviously, that's my main two. I could go on for hours. I don't want to, because we have three people here, including me. I don't want to hog the time, but finding in your why, is going to be different for everybody. We're all obviously stacking for a rainy day. We're all have similar why. We're all doing it right, but someone might be doing it for like their kids, if you have kids, leaving it for their relatives. Someone might be doing it for giving it back to the community. There's different reasons why everyone does it, but I find that when you find your why and you really like hold on to it, the times in life that come that are very unpleasant seem to really be able to be more of a act as a lazy river when it happens, more than trying to like balance yourself in a rocking boat. The why keeps you strong. The why keeps you on the path, keeps you from like falling off and getting discouraged, and all the what ifs that you're going through your brain that lead to this mental defeat. It's like, oh, I wish I should have bought more. I wish I would have did this. What if? I wish. It's just no. Find your why. It keeps you on the path, and when you find your why, it allows you, at least from my journey I experienced, to be able to share what you've experienced easier, and it comes off a little bit easier than it comes up less than like sales pitchy type of thing that some people do with their stuff. But anyway, let me stop chatting. I'll let you guys pick up. I'm going squirrel right now.
No worries. I mean, it's fine. It's, we all have different stories. And if you're honest with yourself, your why will change over time.
Mhm.
So when I first started getting into coins, it was because my grandfather said, hey, if you want this coin, you got to tell me who designed it. So I had to go do some history lessons and find out what was going on. And then I went back and I told him the story about who now is my hero, Christian Gobrecht, how he designed this and what he did in the mint, the process that he happened, because mine is the story of history. That's what I like to do. And so, but my why has changed from collecting to stacking to a mixture of both to stacking, depending upon what that key element of life is at the time.
Correct.
So you can find your why. You can, my family, my daughter, my generational wealth, offsetting inflation, as you stated, right? Having control of your own money. You can find that why, but if you're honest with yourself and you're not constantly reassessing that, you're missing the boat sometimes. So it's okay to get in and say, I'm going to start because of this. But Tiger, I don't know if he's there. I know he's on mute, but okay. Tiger and I have
No
talked a
wonder why
lot
you
about.
talked over me. I kept talking. I'm like, damn, he just wants to control the floor.
No, you were on mute, dude.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's all good. So you and I have talked quite a bit about the realization that you and I both had a number of years ago. And that was, we were spending a lot of money in places that we were never going to recoup anything.
True.
We were pissing it into the wind. And so
Just
there's,
don't do it in the direction of the wind.
I guess you
so
could getting a refund. I guess that, right? Would that be called getting a refund?
Yeah, that's the type of interest you're not interested in getting.
Yeah, compound interest. Yeah, literally. Anyway, go ahead, Frosty.
no, it's all good. But again, so, when we look at doing self-assessments, Tiger, he had, doctor, very expensive hobbies. I was engaged in trying to place myself at the top of the world in a video game. And I was dumping money into something that, what was the benefit of it? Squat. Yeah, I got some recognition. Yeah, I got to hold #1 in the world for a while. It was fun, right? But was it worth it? And I look back at the money I spent and was like, hell no. I get nothing from that. Half the
Yeah.
people don't even know what the game is. So what was the benefit of that? And yes, chalk it up to experience, but we all need to assess ourselves from time to time. So make sure you're looking at your why over time and don't just find one and call it good. That's where a lot of people fall into pitfalls. So be aware of that.
Understood. I want to point out a couple things here. You mentioned about the banks aren't your friend. They're not. They're in the business of taking your money, using your money, and because the way the laws are, they don't have to give it back to you.
No.
You know that's you're considered the third tier. You're the benefit. You're the beneficiary on the third level. Once you put it in there, they consider it to be theirs. And they'll ask you, what are you using this for? You work for it. That money represents your time, your energy. You're not going to get that time back. You know, that time is gone. So when you go to a bank and ask for money to be loaned to you, you might get it. You might get laughed at. If you get it, guess what you're going to get with it? Interest. They're in the business of taking your money and giving to other people and making interest on it, giving you money from other people and making interest on it. And you're going to work that much harder to bring that back down to a zero balance. If you're trying to get your money, they may give you a delay, and a load of them, depending on the amount of money you're asking for. But if you are your own bank, you need the money. There's very little delay. You might have to convert this to fiat to take care of bills. And guess what? The interest, you're not going to have to pay interest. And you might, years ago, might lose a little bit because of the volatility of metals, especially silver. But most recently, you're going to gain interest in a really serious way. I can tell you that when I have had to use metals because, a lot of employers didn't want to use a doctor, especially when they didn't have any sort of risks with it on an independent contractor 1099 basis. They don't have to. They can say, no, we're not going to use you. And they can even tell you to your face, it's because you're getting chemotherapy. There is no, to my knowledge, and I've checked into this, but I'm not an attorney, so an attorney could correct me. There is no help with the American Disabilities Act because they don't have to use you. You're a 1099 contract employee. So, even more reason if you are a contractor to have something in your back pocket. Well, maybe not this in your back pocket, but you get my point. So, as someone who, if this would have happened to me 5 years ago, I would have been SOL. And I would have been having a hard time paying my bills. I've had some hard times in the past, but certainly nothing what I've got now. I was always able to get a little job here or there, squeak the money through somehow. But, when you're laid up in an infusion center getting chemotherapy, and then you're fatigued for a week and a half, you have side effects, small side effects, big side effects, small side effects such as really bad acne, big side effects such as diarrhea that comes when you least expect it. So you could get sepsis like I did, and that was a short term. This one's been a long term. So when I got into this, my wife just recently told me that when I got into this, she believes God was talking to me. And finally, I started listening. And it's very possible because that's how I believe I found my wife. It's a long story. I don't want to go into it for this live stream, but God pretty much beat me up, chewed me up, and spit me out like used chewing gum to get me prepared to meet her. I think 4.5 years ago, he was whispering in my ear, and I listened. So I got into it mainly because I realized that things were wrong in our system. I had noticed a lot of things in my lifetime, and I was like, crap, I've got to start finding something that's going to protect me because I haven't been wise. I was into wasting money. Make it, spend it, make it, spend it. Oh, everything's going to be good. Government's going to have your back. Wrong. Let me tell you, I've looked into things such as Medicare. They don't pay you much. Disability, they don't pay you much. Um, you got to, if you apply for Medicare, 2-year wait. Okay. So I I just recently looked into that. I didn't even look into that when I started stacking. So my why came as memories from my grandfather and noticing things that were going down the toilet. So that was seriously my why. And I was like Frosty. I wasted money on a lot of things, usually pretty things. That was my big issue. I had to have pretty car, pretty motorcycle, pretty bicycle, pretty girls. It had to be pretty. Well, who would have thought that I would have found something that would have taken care of my finances and satisfied my need for pretty? So I can go ahead and look at this and be satisfied and put it back. If I want to see more, I go to my hidden place, and go into there, and I look at it, which I don't do that often, and then I feel better because I got pretty. But then when you turn around and you have bills to pay and you're not making money, you can sell it and pay your bills. What's nice about this current moment in time, I've actually made a gain. And I don't have to sell that much ounces to pay that much bills. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And Frosty and Sean will tell you, they've told me many times, that's what it was there for. It was there when your back was to the wall. And you didn't know when your back was going to be to the wall, but you were wise enough to start. And I'm saying the same thing to you guys and also to the newbies. Now, none of us are financial advisors. This is not financial advice. This is a bunch of people who realize our financial system is broken and it's been designed to be broken. My dad used to say the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And the funny thing was that back then I didn't realize that my dad was right. I thought he was just upset because he didn't have $1 million. No, he was right. The system is designed for the purchasing power to keep getting worse. This is a diagram of the Fred on a fake bill from my dear friend Lynette Zhang. They have been constantly for decades and generations feeding us hopium. We have been swallowing we've been drinking the Kool-Aid by the bucket loads. And if you've woken up, then you know what's going on. So that was my why. What do you guys have to say?
I think you're absolutely 100%. I think it's I mean, like you said, I like what Frosty says about your why is changing. because it's like, it's always constantly being worked on, just like a martial art. You're constantly trying to improve yourself. Basically,
Oh yeah.
it's sharpening the iron.
Martial
Basically,
martial
so
arts is a great example because it requires discipline.
It
And
does.
a
exactly.
lot of people, it's like, well, you're so practiced. It's like, well, yeah, I did it 6 hours a day for 35 years. you know, um, Delicate hands that handle complex situations don't happen overnight. And so you have to learn that finances are delicate situations. You have to handle them. You have to get in. You have to understand what they are. You have to understand the pitfalls. Have your exit strategies. Um, because if you don't, when a time comes, you're going to be freaked out. You're going to be panicked. You need to have a calm mind. You need to have a clear collective thoughts. And I always tell people the best advice I can ever give anybody is act. Act is not an emotional decision. Reacting is. Don't react to situations like that. Know what you're doing, know what your plan is, know your why, and then you can make plans. When you have those strategies in place, they're no longer reactionary. Now you're taking action. Different result.
So
Exactly.
true. Very good point, Amy. I can tell you that when I was younger and I didn't have a whole lot saved, if I ran into a situation, anxiety hit the roof. And when you have to be focused to do your job, and in my case, my job involved other people's lives, other people's health care, families who were concerned about their loved ones who were facing some sort of bad thing. They want a calm, collected physician.
It's fact.
They don't want someone who's here. And when you're worried about if you're going to be able to have a roof over your head, you're here.
Could you imagine having Dr. Gorman? How can I help you?
Yeah.
I'd be like, get the hell away from
Yeah,
me.
I think the first thing I would say is I like to have a second opinion, like now, before I even get the first opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'll take the second. I'll take door number 3. Yeah, I'll take
people
the goat. I'll take the goat instead of the doctor. Yeah,
people talk about taking medicine to control their stress. I say this is probably one of the best medicines to maintain control and control stress. Oh yeah, and it's also a really good weapon too. So basically, I love those 20 ounces. But basically, um, I'm not stressed. I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy. I have to sell what I got. Uh, but basically, uh, what I'm saying here is, I don't have that stress level. I have an unhappiness level because I'm a workaholic. Which, by the way, I want to thank everyone here in the community. I don't know what it's like to not work. My whole life, I've been a worker. I've been a workaholic. And thanks to all of you, you all have given me a job that I enjoy, a job that causes me calm and peace, making content for YouTube that will teach all of you and my grandsons, as well as bring us all together. So I want to thank you all because you've given me a really great job.
we're happy to have you. Happy to have you here, man. We're just, you know, it's a great community, dude. I'm happy to be a part of it too.
There's some truth with that.
And don't feel bad about like taking time off. I was a workaholic too, bro. And sometimes like we get so programmed and thinking we got to keep go, 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 go. And anything, it's like guys who retired at old age and been doing something for 40, 50 years, and most of them don't last long because their programming's been changed. They don't know how to do anything differently.
Because they don't have a new job.
Feel that too, but because they're under the mindset it's still that they have to do something. They're not allowing themselves to be like the Lord says, it is finished, right? There's no more work to be done. That's what almost some people need to do and allow themselves to do is it's finished. you've done your time. Don't feel like you have to go pick up another mantle or whatever. It's like, if you want to, great. But I feel bad for people who feel that, like, they take on a level of anxiety or sadness because they don't feel that they're valued anymore because they're not working. That's something I want to tell people. Like, you're all valued, whether if you're working or not. You have value. I recognize that value.
Well, I want to point out something that you just said, because I'm going to make it a little bit more exact. 2 Timothy 4:7. I've fought the good fight. I've finished the race. I've kept the faith.
Yeah. At that point, is you just keep the faith. Everything else is a free roll. Yeah, it's at that point. It's as when you work enough and you have enough taken care of, and you feel you have enough to ride this out, then it's the work is done. If you want to keep doing something cool, but as long as the faith is there, that's all. People who are faith people, that's all that really matters in the long run. A lot of people forget that. They get so focused on making money, how I'm going to work out. And it's like, it's faith should be always number one, no matter what.
I'm glad you pinned that, Tiger. I love that quote.
Yeah.
Well, you mean the Timothy or a space miner?
Space miners. The most expensive part of life is living. Try to budget the quality of life. A lot of people don't realize we get so caught up in trying to figure out who we are. We forget what we are. And if we remember what we are, the child of the one true King, we have a pretty good life. Well, we forget that. We forget what we're destined to. So again, don't focus so much on who everybody else thinks you are. Focus on the relationships that matter, and you'll be amazed what comes into your life.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, I've worked multiple hospitals as what we call locum tenens, a fill-in doctor. And a lot of hospitals can't get or don't want to get permanent doctors. I personally think they don't want them. I think they want someone that they can use and throw away like toilet paper. Get the next one. And that doesn't allow you to be in a position where you can make long-lasting friendships in a workplace. I had some good friendships when I didn't expect it, because I got to a point in my life where just do the job and go home, or just do the job and go back to the hotel. Get out of the workplace when you no longer have to be there. So, but basically, once in a blue moon, I've made a friend. It's not that often, but in this community, my content, I've worked hard, whether it's creating the content or trying to figure out computers. Frustrating the crap out of Frosty. Frustrating the
keyword was trying. The keyword was trying. So we love you. We don't love you for your IT mind.
There you go.
There we
go. We that problem.
You just got to torch. You are no longer on the island. Take the torch and just put the coconut in the water.
Well, to be honest with you, I used to love computers. This is going to tell you how old I am. I used to love computers, and the last time I was seriously buku into computers was back during the time when it was Windows 3.11. How many of you remember that time?
Oh,
how many of you remember concurrent DOS?
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but I do remember that 3.11 was not extremely good, so you had to know a lot of your DOS commands, and then go and pop in and out of Windows just to do that. Then you had Apple trying to create hardware and software to compete against Microsoft. So it was just one thing after another after another. So I remember my son, he was little then. He was upstairs teasing the crap out of his mother. Such a good boy. And I looked at that computer and I'm like, I'm losing the best years of his life. So I stopped doing as much on the computer and started doing more with my son. And for a long time, we had the most awesome relationship until he decided to become a millennial, but that's another story. But I remember all the things that I used to do with my son, the movies, talking to him about advice about different things, um, wrestling. Uh, those things you will not get by playing with computers. The computer is a tool, very complicated tool, very frustrating tool that sometimes I want to strangle, but
Well,
it's a tool. What'd you say?
I'm jacking with you, dude.
Yeah, but I didn't hear it. I didn't enjoy it.
Well,
Keep them around.
Yeah, well, yeah.
oh, sorry.
No
I'm on
problem.
one today, folks. I've been in a joking mood all day, so I'm
I love it.
And
I tried to not do that at the beginning, and it's just coming out. It's been one of those days.
and he hasn't brought any of the bubbly for any of us.
The bubbly. That's all right.
You know, I'm actually drinking a soda. It's something I haven't done in probably 8-9 years,
Wow.
and I just wanted a piece, and I was just like, okay, that was enough.
What'd you go with soda?
It was Dr. Pepper.
Interesting.
I had a
So,
Diet Dr. Pepper
it's
earlier today. It was awesome.
well, it's normally it's coffee. I like coffee or tea, but I'm not at 8 o'clock at night.
Well, I can't blame
Oh
you.
yeah, I remember 14.4 modems and 96K baud rate, and oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and all the different weird connectors. You had a weird connector for printers. You had. Then they started coming up with the SCSI 1 and SCSI 2, and I couldn't tell SCSI 1 from a 2 if you paid me.
Hey, can I ask a question to chat real quick? Stacking question.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, Sean,
Yes, sir.
you can answer, or you can wait for chat to do it however you want to do it.
Okay.
Tomorrow, with the prices already being at 98.99, is anybody going to pull the plug on some sell or trade? I'm locked and loaded. I'm
I'm
going
selling.
tomorrow.
I'm selling. Me too.
Yeah.
I have a trip to Mexico. I'm trying to pay for too. I'm actually going on a trip to Mexico with a buddy of mine. Same place I went to a couple of years ago, so I'm excited. Buddy of mine, they're supposed to go before me, but something with the passport issue didn't happen. So I'm looks like February 1st on a plane to fly to Colorado, Mexico for 5 days. So that's pretty cool. Go down there and just recharge and stuff, and they actually have a little silver jewelry store down there. Apparently, it's supposed to be inside one of the Walmarts. Very awkward, right? So I might go down there and check that out and see what kind of silver jewelry you have, and may or may not take a video or a picture if she lets me or not. We'll see what happens. But I'm excited.
Me personally, I'm going to try to hold on until I have to. We got. I don't know what's going on in your world, but in my world, I'm kind of like wondering what the hell? Why do we even care about spot price anymore? Now, I walked in just to buy some dimes for giveaways, and I asked them. I watched Chavella buy silver from a couple people. And I think today, at the time I was there, it was $95 an ounce. And she's buying $15 back a spot.
Wow.
Well, what was told to me was the other dealers in this area are buying $50 back of spot. So,
Sounds like kind of like what I thought was going to happen in the future when gold starts getting to like crazy prices, and they're going to be like, "Yeah, we ain't paying you $10,000 ounce of gold. We'll give you 6." Sounds like it's already starting to happen, which is alarming. But
so why even have a spot price?
well, there got to be some kind of measuring stick, I guess. And people, like you said, there's going to have to be. It's like everyone says, "Oh, the SHCF, there'll be barter and trade system," but people got to realize it's not going to be a universal barter and trade system, no matter where you're at, the country, or the world, or even state, or even in your county. There might be different people offering. Like it might cost one day, it might be three dimes for a bottle of water. Next day, it's 5, and then over here it's 10 dimes. Over here, it's 1 dime. You just never know. So again, it's just like it's a Fugazi measuring stick that they use it to, but it's just gonna, it's just what they can basically say. We'll basically give you around this amount of cash, basically. And I guess at this point, people are seeing $100 silver when they're used to like $20 and $30, even get like $60 or $70 for their ounce of silver. In their mind, they think they're winning, right? Because I've already tripled my money, getting $70, so I guess I'll take it. It's like when you see all these Pawn Star shows. Guy won $10,000 for his Mickey Mantle baseball. He thought it's real. His great granddad caught in the outfield with a story in the paper. Rick's like, "Oh, I'll give you $3K for it." He's like, "Well, I said I want 10, I want 9," and he ends up selling for like $4,000. It's just it becomes a necessity. People are going to sell for whatever they feel they need for it and get for it. So.
Yeah, most certainly. And the thing is that we have this this volatile issue with silver normally, and now we're dealing with volatility where there's no consistency with the Shanghai Exchange, LBMA, or COMEX. And yes, 15 back a spot puts you at 80, and 80 is a lot better than what we bought a year or so ago. And they're not buying constitutional, at least not in this area. I've heard that some places are, but they're still not buying alloyed silver. So why in the world, I was thinking to myself, why do we even have a spot price? The 3 major exchanges don't even agree with each other. So you got international disagreement, and you got backing up still of the refiners trying to fill the orders to the exchanges. We got so much volatility, and with the geopolitical issues that are going on, it's not helping. It's making it worse. So I really want to hear what other people are finding out. Have you bought silver? At what price? Have you sold silver? At what price? You don't have to actually give the exact price, because that might be different based upon when you did it recently. But, was it at spot or more when you bought it, or less? It's definitely less if you sold it, but how much less if you sold it? So what I'd like to have people do in the chat is put the word bought and where you were with spot, or sold and where you were with spot. So it would certainly give me a kind of a clue, and there you go. And if whether it be constitutional, which you'll have to bring out the calculator, or you're dealing with pure silver, which is a little bit more easy to mentally deal with, would be kind of nice to see what our community, wherever we're at, is experiencing. What do
Well,
you?
I can tell you that there's a couple of people in the community that I've been talking to that are selling significant amounts of silver right now. Um, Either rolling it into another precious metal, some of those being palladium, platinum. And then there are some people, because of platinum to gold ratios, what, 2 to 1? It's less than 2 to 1 now.
Yeah, it just hit 2 to 1.
And so that is an insane, um, that is an insane move for platinum. So
Yeah,
again, there's going to be some people getting out, waiting for the dip to buy it back. They might be trading up, they might be trading down. It's hard to say because there's a lot of opportunity, but there's too many good opportunities right now for people not to do this. And I don't want to take any thunder, but on Saturday, Mike Nodelman from Harlan J. Burke, him and I are going to be talking about um, kind of this same topic. It's a little bit different in that there's a bunch of different stacking and collecting strategies, right? And there are theories and practices that people put into place. But one of the things you have to be careful with is the one of regret. And so a lot of people, oh, I shouldn't have sold. I shouldn't have bought. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. It's amazing what happens when the world goes by when you shouldn't or should have done something, but you missed the opportunity. So we're going to talk about that too. But nobody's ever lost by taking a profit, right? So think about what you're doing, have your strategies, and then implement those. If it's to hold, I know that someone in chat says they were going to hold until silver's upward of 200, and then they're going to sell half their stack and they're going to pay their house off. If that works for you, that's your strategy. Do it. Go. More power to you. It takes discipline to do that. If you got that and you can wait, that's your long game. Perfect, right? You know exactly what you're trying to do. Having a strategy, evaluating that strategy is important. Again, stay away from that FOMO stuff.
So getting back to the other component, you were saying that because platinum is what, two times silver,
gold.
2 times
Gold.
sorry, 2 times
It's half of gold, 2 to 1.
Yeah,
So people are selling their gold to get into platinum.
Or vice versa.
yeah,
They're trading up because it's just like the silver, right? Silver dropped to 50 to 1.
yeah.
So where are
it's
they
like a
going
ratio.
to? They're throwing silver into gold,
Yeah.
right? So
True.
that if and when it comes down, that gold now you can turn around and reinvest that strategy and then put that back in without any money down, increase your silver holdings.
Right.
Then you wait for it to go up and you play that game, right? That's actually one of the strategies we'll talk about.
Yeah, but what happens when you run into a situation where you can't do an even Steven trade, which I'm assuming most coin shops will not let you do. They're going to want to gain some sort of revenue on one metal or both metals during the exchange. That does change your silver to gold ratio. You'd have to be able to calculate that pretty quickly to see if you're doing a good job or not.
Well, that's why you cultivate multiple relationships. You have multiple conversations before you go, so you're not making a spot decision on site.
Yeah.
You should have these decisions made before you go there. So if you are going there and you're trying to figure it out, you have not done your job correctly. You should have called a number of people, figured out what that value was, and then made the assertion.
You might not know what the value is until you get there.
No, you can call them and they absolutely know. I promise you. You call 3 or 4 shops, and you and I talked about this when I did my silver sell, because a lot of places here were 7, 8, 9 back a spot. I called like 9 or 10 places and found one that was 3 back a spot. I was talking with Azure who sold some today. And again, he looked around. There were places that were 12 back a spot. You call multiple places. Take your time. Don't react. Don't just go, well, that's all I can find. No, hold. Be true to that. And so you know what the value is. You know what you want to get from it. You set a price point and be willing to walk away from the deal. It's amazing. It works with cars. It works with refrigerators, and it works with precious metals, right? So be able to walk away from the deal. And so But you should be cultivating multiple options. You should be talking to different people that you know in the community, online and out of the community,
Hmm.
placing those. Obviously, if it's too good to be true, be careful because it probably is. But again, caveat emptor. If you're not going to go within your normal network, beware.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that I've sold recently more to Ian Everard, Arc Silver Gold Osmium, than I've sold to Chavella, and Chavella beats everybody's prices here. And on this one particular day, Chavella gave me what her prices were. I'd gotten contacted by two people in our community who wanted to give me $2 better than what Chavella was on spot. But when you figured in the price of shipping and insurance, it was basically the same. And I was decided, well, the heck with it. I'm not going to deal with packaging and shipping and all the other hassle. I'll just go down to down to Chavella. I got a phone call just happened by happenstance from Ian, who gave me better than both of them. He did a bang up job, and it was worth it to me to turn the car around and start packaging and taping and bubble wrapping everything to put into a FedEx package to send to him. So, yeah, and I didn't even expect Ian to give me a good deal. I expected it to be run of the mill.
Well, but again, this is where, cultivate multiple options, cultivate multiple strategies. You can have really good friends that do this and they're not going to be the best price. And that's fine. Uh, it depends on what your bottom line is. If you need the money, sorry, friends or not, I'm taking my business to where I can get the best bang for my buck.
Exactly.
Um, Now, if I'm not in a situation where I have to have the money or or something like that, then no problem. I'm willing to take a little back. I don't mind trading and stuff like that. But um, to Sean's point, when the rubber meets the road, a lot of stuff changes. So you
So,
better have some good exit strategies because when times get hard, they're going to get hard for a lot of people before we figure it out.
Yeah.
Be- And I'm telling you, we're fortunate to have some people who are engaged in the community and they get stuff up front and we find out a little bit more. But we find a lot of stuff out after things have already happened.
It's like boiling the
So
frog, right? It's like boiling the frog. You don't realize he's getting
yeah,
his butt burned till like, oh, hey, there's bubble and it ain't me farting in this tub. It's you getting your butt burned. You need to get out. Yeah, or rethink
yeah.
rethink your strategy of hanging out in this tub of water because it ain't gonna get anyway. Yeah, you get it. But yeah,
yeah,
but times will get tough, but there'll be people, will have a community to fall back on, which is key. I'm coming to find out from making several phone calls to some of my friends who are going through some really tough times right now. Each of them are experiencing a whole lot of suck in a whole lot of different ways, and we've all had experiences of suck, but different forms of fashion of it. But we all remember what it felt like, right? And we also remember what it felt like to have that one person be there, even if they could take it all away or just change anything or give us a bunch of money to make it stay no snap and disappear into dust. Having that person there was you got someone in the foxhole with you, and you're not fighting this battle alone, right? Um, so I've been doing my due diligence to make a few phone calls out to local people too, and it's feeling like I have my accountability as a friend, where I've lost people over the years where I took their relationship for granted. Oh, I'll see them. I'll see grandma whenever I can. She's down the road. Get a phone call. It's grandma's dead. Never see her ever again. But a friend of mine used to wait at the same place. Different. Again, big clientele of customers that love me. come to ask me to come have dinner at their house instead of me serving dinner at the restaurant. Well, let us cook dinner for you. Oh, I'm busy. I'll come, whatever. They're 20 minutes away. Get a phone call. She's dead. Never see her again. Taking things for granted. It's important to keep the relationships and keep the community you have, because at the end of the day, it's like, besides your relationship with Jesus, is all we have to fall back on is each other. And it's important to, like, as a community, to be able to be, to be there, to be present, and then also to be able to be willing to be stewards and shepherd of men, and be like the senseis in the class, be able to be willing to teach people and not have to worry about, somebody winning on our dime with our information. The information is just given up freely, right?
Yeah.
Kind of feel like my calling has been recently, and I am extremely grateful. Gratitude. I'm extremely grateful for all the people like yourself and who've actually given me time on this YouTube channel. With, like I said, I'm a nobody, bro. I'm a nobody. Got less than like 214 people subscribing to my lonely channel, and the fact that you guys are willing to give me the time of day to listen to me, what I have to say, means a lot, because I'm able to, in my heart, fulfill my mission of getting the message out, right? And feel that, like, I'm not in it for any gain. I'm not in it for any celebrity. I don't want no star on the Walk of Fame. I don't want to be on TMZ or be on some Oscar award. And the Oscar, or the greatest YouTube joint guest goes to SPB. I don't want none of that stuff. No, I just want to I'm just a guy here spreading the message about Jesus, and spreading the message about the community. That's all I am. And, if anybody right now is going through hard times, just realize that, like, you're not the only one. And there's a lot of people struggling, and that you're not alone. And don't feel bad about having to reach out to somebody. Even if you don't barely know me, I will be willing to take a DM, whatever, somebody I don't know. You could be Joe Smeagol 007-4213. I don't even know who you are. You message me, I'll be willing to share my time, help people out, and I appreciate the people that come here that want to listen to what we have to say. It takes a special person to be willing to be taught, and to have a thirst for knowledge. That in itself, it should be that anybody that's here has a thirst for knowledge or wants to learn, you are winning. Because you have no idea the percentage of people out there that could care less, could give two poops in your pants when you have diarrhea about even thinking about enriching themselves mentally, physically, financially, or even spiritually. Most people are too cared about going to work, coming back. Let's watch the newest thing on Netflix, and let's watch all our seasons we love to see, and that's it. And it's rinse, repeat, Groundhog Day every week, basically, right?
Yeah.
The fact that the people that are here, I can't see in the chat. I apologize if you've asked me questions, so say hi to me. I can't. But for those who are in the chat, however many people are here, I want to say thank you to you guys as well, you guys and gals as well too, for being here. Means a lot to me, and I appreciate you guys as well. So anyway, I'll let Tiger and Frosty take it again. I've been talking a little too
Well, let me hop on that. First of all, you are not a nobody. Okay. And I really get sad when you say that. So,
well, I don't say it in a defeatist. I just more of like, I will never, how should I say this respectfully? I will never personally edify myself and make myself to be this, like you said, Solomon or anybody of needing to be praised. Like, don't praise me, don't follow me, follow Jesus. That's kind of my thing, but I appreciate the people that, I hear what you say, but I
do want you to understand, you're not a nobody, and I understand that might be some thoughts that go in your head, but as far as I'm concerned, you're not a nobody. I have the same thoughts. I think Lucifer puts those thoughts in our head so that he can mess with us, but you're not a nobody. Second of which is, I'm looking forward to you starting to create some more of your own content. So I'm going to ask the moderators in the chat to please put Sean's Precious Bullion into his link into the chat. Please subscribe to him. I'd like to see him get up to 500 subscribers.
That's what YouTube's telling me. I need 500 and 3,000 hours till I start getting some pennies or some nickels from YouTube. And I'm like, all right, so that's cool. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I call that baby monetization.
yeah, I'll take it. Hey, man, you can't be a black belt first aid class. Like I say, I'm grateful for it. And again, I just to touch real quick and leave it go. I don't personally feel like I'm a nobody. So I know if it comes off as me being like sounding I'm defeated and nobody, I say it as like I'm just a common man, right? Like how you said that basically, like people seem like we in our conversations on the phone, you said that like people seem to want to identify me because I look and sound like the common man. Right. So that's when I say I'm a nobody.
I think that's his strength.
Just another man on this earth, pretty much. So when I say that, I'll choose my words wisely next time and maybe not say that anymore, but I'll say it in a way where it doesn't make me look like,
you know, we might not be world leaders. We might not have the power to shake and quake, but yeah.
Sorry.
Self love.
Told you I'm on one.
So basically, no. Honestly, you know, we're not Xi Jinping. We're not Trump. You know, we're just common people. But it takes common people to support the big people, and it takes big people. They're good big people, and you know, to basically take care of the little people. It's got to be, you know, to use the Disney term, the great circle of life. You know,
circle of life.
dude, I can really rock that song. I can seriously rock that song.
I've read some things about some stuff that's in the Lion King, some subliminal message that I've been shown that it's like, yeah, more of that Disney stuff. They couldn't help themselves.
Well, that might be entirely true, but I can really kill that song.
I'm not gonna ruin anybody's, you know, view of Disney just yet. But anyway, yeah, they let's just say they've done it more than once.
Well, yeah. I'm sure Walt is rolling over in his grave. But I really wanted to point that out. You're not a nobody, and I do want to see him get to 500 subscribers. So those of you who have not subscribed to Sean's Precious Bullion, you please go ahead and put it in the chat. Thanks, Elle. I appreciate you so much.
Elle's a sweetheart.
Now, this one here, this guy makes me look like I don't work at all. You know, he is constantly doing his regular job and hitting YouTube. And I swear to God, he must live off of caffeine. You know,
I don't drink very much caffeine at all.
Okay.
Man just has a can-do attitude. I like it. It's like my buddy said. You know what the difference between people who do stuff and don't do stuff is doing it. The difference is doing it. So, yeah.
So I work pretty much through the night. Because of what I do for a living as a nighttime ER doctor, and I'll go to sleep somewhere around 5, 6, 7 in the morning, and then go ahead and wake up and go at it. But I just finished a video that's going to get released tomorrow. I wrote a script for someone who is gracing me with agreeing to be a guest on my channel. I've got another one that I've got to write questions for another interview. And I've been given the blessing that Lynette Zhang will be coming back to the channel because I'm going to introduce her to Mr. Crit Prit, who I'd love to see get into the Senate and get sound money into this state. That would give us 12 states, 24% of the nation having legislation that's passed for sound money. This is what we can do. This is what we can do for our country, for our families. It's like I told Mrs. Tiger, we don't have the power to change what governments are doing and where global politics are going. What we can do is take care of ourselves, control ourselves, take care of our families, and that's our world, that's our inner circle. And hopefully, if enough of us keep doing the same thing and we look out for each other as a community, whether it's a YouTube community or geographically your next door neighbors, that's how we're going to get through the upcoming great resets. So, just want to go. I don't, that's a good question, L. I should have wrote them down, but
Is it all the ones that have gold backs right now and plus a few more?
not completely.
Yeah. So it's like Utah, Wyoming, New Mexico,
Utah,
Oklahoma,
New Hampshire,
Texas.
Wyoming, yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, and then there's New Hampshire, Rhode Island, there's Florida, Georgia,
It's weird.
Louisiana.
It's like outside, like borderline states.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of the outside of the United States, and then it goes up into the
rim.
west.
Yeah, it's like
Yep.
the rim. It's really weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a live stream this weekend unless things change. I was going to do it last weekend, but Chris Pritt got sick. Where we're going to have another time where you're going to have Daniel Diaz and Chris Pritt interacting on my channel. So, Elle, I hope you come there and make sure that we ask that question, because I would love to include that in the content. Here are the states that have goldbacks. Here's the states that have sound money legislation. Here's the ones that have both. And basically just go ahead and just bring it to the table. Frosty, a member for 21 months. Number one member. Yes, you were. Mrs. was so jealous. Oh my goodness. I'm your first member. I said, no, honey, you're number two.
Yeah, so that was funny. So, Sean, what happened was Tiger was like, I got memberships. I'm like, okay, I'll set it up for you. So I got it all set up, and then I became a member immediately as I finished it. And so he calls his wife in to do the first membership, but I had already done it. I had no idea that's
you
how.
did it on her own when she found out.
Because you're the one building it for him, right?
I built it for him.
So you have direct access to plenty back doors or whatever. I get the first whatever because it's my.
No, I went through my channel and did normal, but I published it, right? So I walked him through publishing it. Okay. And as soon as he hit publish, I hit membership.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It immediately, like, it was like 33 seconds.
It was like,
and he had his first member.
And it's like, your first member. Like, what? I just pushed the button.
So anyway, she was so happy. We told her what was going on, and then she did the membership, and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, she had a little jelly going on.
Yeah, she was a little frustrated by that, but like, it's all good fun.
You better unsubscribe right now and resubscribe, or.
But no, that was a lot of fun.
It's hilarious. That's awesome. Heck yeah, someone's got to be number one. But
well, I just did it to pick on this guy. He wanted so bad to do this, and it was. We were trying to design the icons and get everything together and fill out all the tax paperwork. And I mean, it's just,
that was such
there's a lot of stuff.
Your TPS cover page report has to be here, and 8 different bosses have to sign off it.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, I get it.
So we were going through all of that. So I wanted to do something fun for him. So as soon as he hit it, it's just boom. And he's like, I already got a member. I'm like, uh-huh. And it was like 33 seconds.
Memberships: KTM, OC Stacker, Ron Pierce, Matt Coins, and Wendy McCoins. So congratulations, everyone. That was fun.
Nice.
That was nice, Tiger. Well, hey, folks, it is past my time. I've got to go down and say hi to the wife before she goes to bed. Otherwise, I will not have seen her all day. So
understood. Tell her give her the best for me.
Oh, definitely will.
Okay, cool.
Thanks
so
for coming,
the point I want to make is Subscribe to this guy down here also. You'll learn a lot. It's a very smart guy. Don't tell him I told you. It'll go to his head. So, so basically, no,
Getting
just
bigger already.
yeah. Oh God, here we're having a Viagra moment. Anyway, but no, all joking.
Hey, don't ever let Tiger tell you he's not up to the challenge. All right, folks.
So newbies, go see this guy. Go see that guy. And please subscribe here also.
All right, my final words for the day. Okay, ready?
What's that?
I tried to take a photocopy of strawberries today,
Okay.
and all I got was a paper jam.
Oh, for crying out loud.
We'll see ya.
Night.
See you, buddy.
You always know that he has a certain sound to his voice, a certain look in his eyes, a certain twinkle when he's about ready to set up for a dad joke.
Kind of like a tell in poker, right? When you know the person's bluffing, like, I saw you, yeah, saw you, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, sometimes I can come up with one, but he has them like coming out of his ears. So I've covered everything I've wanted to cover. How about you?
It seems to be pretty much too. I mean, just I think we had a good conversation. I think we talked about in the beginning our whys and stuff, and the why can always be, evolving and stuff. I think finding the why is very important for somebody who hasn't found it yet. I find, like I said, it makes the path of your journey easier to follow because it keeps you on that path even when you get discouraged. Keeps you out of that bad mental state of all the what ifs or should have cut this and blah 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 with this, and it helps to reinforce also for the person too of why they're doing it, and if anything else, it might be able to allow them to spread the message to somebody else that not only is they're realizing it's helping them, but they're able now to be able to help somebody else, which I think is, in the end, is like to be good to your neighbor, to treat your neighbor like yourself, is I think is the key thing and stuff, to it all. So
Understood.
The why helps with that. So finding the why is key. I'm hoping that anybody that has seen this is maybe added a little to your thought process about what you're doing. Might be somebody out there that was just doing this because you saw people on YouTube doing it, or your friend was doing it, or you like to stack shiny things, or you just didn't really know what you were doing. But maybe, if anything, hopefully if I can, hopefully people will be able to now think a little deeper for themselves and realize that, like, what they're doing, you're doing fine. You know that you're part of less than 2% of the entire Americans even thinking about putting precious metals in your stack. To know that you're winning even when you think you're not.
Exactly.
And there is a support system behind you that even in times where you think there's no light at the end of the tunnel, there will always be someone there, even if you least expect it, to be in the trench with you and fight that battle with you. Might not be able to fix it right then and there, but having that person there is, man, you can't pay for that.
No, you can't.
Any precious metals you have. So other than that, finding the why, being happy and being thankful and stuff, I think that's, unless someone's got a last minute question, anything they want to, I can't see it, you have to let me know. Unless someone's got any kind of
I haven't seen any questions, and I'm ready to close. By the way, before we close, let me see what my likes are doing.
Oh yeah, we haven't done that all stream. We haven't even
Okay, we broke 25, so I'm willing to give away a dime.
Nice.
So let me go ahead and let's see here. What time is it? It is
9:23.
9:23. So at 9:25, I'm going to go ahead and harvest the names.
Cool.
So please get your chat going on. so that I can go ahead and harvest the names. We'll run the wheel, and basically, the winner will have a chance of 48 hours, 2 days, to contact me. Some people I've seen in other chats, didn't happen here, fortunately. Said, what's only a silver dime? Well, if you look at the price of silver going up,
So it's
you know,
$7.
and I mean absolutely no disrespect to anyone, but I am living off of my silver right now, so please keep that in mind. And I'm not holding it against anyone. Thank you, El. $7. So I want to build this channel, and if this channel starts making money, I don't mind giving more away. Okay, so the bigger the number of thumbs up I get, the more comments that are left in there, the more you want to give a question. Thank you, Daryl. So basically, honestly, I want this channel to be as big as, say, Yankee. I want to be able to have the ability to not have to work as a doctor, not have to live off my silver, and go out and do more things. I've been planning for a very long time to go up to Yankee and hit him up for some time. Go visit Tim, maybe Silver Dave, a couple others. Maybe have dinner with all of them. That's been on my bucket list for about 2 years now, and I'm trying to figure out when can I do this, because I would love to go up there and do a number of things, get it all on video, make it happen. Okay. And then bring it all to you to have you all watch it. I've talked to different recruiters who talked about sending me here, sending me there, sending me somewhere else. One of them wanted to send me out to Oregon to work a place out there. It never came to being. It was all talk. A lot of recruiters are all talk. They don't all follow through. But if I got out there, I'd already made plans to go hang out with Silver Dragons. If one of them sent me down to Florida, hang out with International Stacker. If I can get a job in Western Ohio, if he will, is hang out, do something with Silver Joker. If I come out to Maryland, hang out with this guy right here.
This guy.
So, I've got all sorts of ideas of who I'm going to hang out with. And I've already done one, and that was with Ringmaster Ray over in Lubbock, Texas. I've had, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 dinners with him, and already did one video, one short. So, help me get the word out. And I promise you, the more I learn tech, and trust me, I am learning a lot of tech. The more I learn tech, and the more out there I get, the more videos I'm going to do. Which I want to point out something. When I got over the nasty effects of all the chemo, have you not noticed that the amount of content I've been releasing more content? I don't know how to stay still. I don't know how to not work. I need work. I like work. So, as a doctor, I work for my patients. As a YouTuber, I work for you guys and my grandsons. So just, if you can, help me build this channel. Help this guy build his channel, and help Frostbite build his. So that's all I have to say. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe this this live stream, and share it out with people. So I've run out of things to say. Can you believe it?
I tell you what, though, I'm looking forward to the. I have to admit the guilty pleasure I have to grooving out to your intro and outro music. I tell you that much and whatnot. So
You like it?
yeah. At first, I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. But then, like after the second time, it was kind of like, you know what? It's got a little like I just kind of feel like you're on safari, kind of just like out there, just chilling, like right at like the dusk and all the.
Mhm.
This is pretty cool, man.
Normally, I take it out when it's been edited by YouTube. Can you believe the last time they said that music was not acceptable, but yet I paid for it?
Yeah, YouTube is going. We've lost our mind. It's the algorithm, it's the artificial intelligence. It's all just making.
So, if I take it down again, it might be because because YouTube said, "Oh, infraction, blah blah blah, danger, Will Robinson."
Yeah,
But
right.
then again, maybe not, because some people I was told was unhappy to have to go back into the live stream and then try to find a place that was after the intro and before the outro. But I had a great time making it for all of you. So I'm ready to pull the trigger on the outro. You ready?
Ready, you ready, already? Let's go.
Night, John. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, buddy.
Come and join the stream. Gold and silver lovers chasing precious dreams. Collectors, stackers, gather round. History in your hand. Old and timeless treasures from every distant land. And we are many, we are strong. In this journey we belong. From the past the stories shine. Gold and silver, yours and mine. Coins and relics, tales untold, whispers from the past. Legends live in ancient gold, memories that last. Through the ages we unite, shining side by side. Silver gleams and golden nights, a never-ending pride. We are many, we are strong. In this journey we belong. From the past the stories shine. Gold and silver, yours and mine. Coins and relics, tales untold, whispers from the past. Legends live in ancient gold, memories that last. Through the ages we unite, shining side by side. Silver gleams and gold ignites, a never-ending pride. We are many, we are strong. In this journey we belong. From the past the stories shine. Gold and silver, yours and mine. We are many, we are strong. In this journey we belong. From the past the stories shine. Gold and silver, yours and mine. Gold and silver, yours and mine. Coins and relics, tales untold, whispers from the past. Legends live in ancient gold, memories that last. Through the ages we unite, shining side by side. Silver gleams and gold ignites, a never-ending pride. We are many, we are strong. In this journey we belong. From the past the stories shine. Gold and silver, yours and mine. Through the ages we unite, shining side by side. Silver gleams and gold ignites, a never-ending pride. A never-ending pride. We are many, we are strong. In this journey we belong. From the past the stories shine. Gold and silver, yours and mine. Gold and silver, yours and mine. Through the gleams and gold ignites, a never-ending pride. The suckers calling, come and be a part. Feel the fire, hear the spark, treasure in your heart.